Hello, I'm Kyle Pounds, and this video is what I think about immigration. Um, it's an issue because so many Mexicans around, and look around, and Mexicans everywhere. And it's kind of like, well, are we American or are we becoming like Mexican? So, well, number one, first things coming through my mind is I don't think that all this Mexican immigration was an accident by those in powers that be. I think they wanted those Mexicans to come in here. I think we easily could have built a fence a long time ago. I don't think it's that expensive. It's just a couple thousand miles. With all the money we spend on all sorts of other stuff, we easily could have built a fence by now, and then it would have stopped those Mexicans from coming in. How do I feel about all the Mexicans coming in? Well, I think let's not forget that this whole continent of America was the redskin. Mexicans represent redskins probably as much as any, almost as much or as much as any other country, along with like Guatemala, Peru, Bolivia, and Mexico. So those are really the people who've lived here since the beginning of time, and well, for a long time. And there's only a million, at least as of 10 years ago, a million Native Americans left in the United States of America. So I see it kind of as like a reinvigorating of the red race in their home continent, which I like. I like Mexicans. I like the Indians. They're very soft, mellow, kind, humble, in a way that could benefit us. And they come over here. I think their effect over here works great for us white and black and us Native Americans here, because they'll do work really cheaply. And they're not going to come up and challenge us for jobs or power anytime soon. I think it seems to me I mean, I don't have that much interaction with them, but it seems to me like a lot of Mexicans aren't learning English, and that'll put a hamper in their abilities to grow up. Maybe, I mean, they will eventually, but I don't think it's their fault. A lot of them aren't learning English, though. I think a lot of them are peasants, which is, dictionary definition is illiterate farmer. They're just illiterate Mexicans. They don't even read Spanish in their own country. I was talking to a Mexican who told me that a couple of weeks ago. So it kind of makes it impossible for them to learn English once they get over here. But they will. So what should we do now, though? What should our policy be about immigration? I think we should stop Mexican immigration. I think we've had enough of it. But also, I think we should stop Mexican immigration because it's illegal, and it kind of undermines our whole legal system. We should be able to treat them like regular people if they're going to be here. Tax them, make money off of taxing them. If they're working under the table, they don't have as many rights as they should. They're humans too. They're not like slave class. We're not trying to create a slave class. And if we need workers over here, well, we let them apply, and we take the best people who are qualified. We can pay for that bureaucracy. That's not too difficult. So make it legal, but don't let them illegally come in. You're just pissing in the face of the law, and we could easily stop them. I think just build a fence. I guess, and I think like 66% of the people in like 50 years or something are going to be Latinos. But I don't think Spanish will ever be stronger language than English. English is already the world language, and I think that would be a good thing if it was kind of a bilingual country where a lot of people speak Spanish. I think it's good for your brain and your mind and everything to be able to speak two languages. But yeah, it'll never challenge English, so I don't see that as a problem. However, I do not think that public schools should teach in Spanish, teach regular classes in Spanish just because there's Mexican American kids over here who haven't learned English. That's just unacceptable. The first thing you need to learn is English if you're going to try and get an education. Don't try and learn about fossils and the history of the world in your own language, and use our taxpayers' money doing it when you're probably not even paying the taxes because you're working illegally. I really think people need to learn English, focus all their energy on learning English, and then they study school in English. I heard that was happening in California. This is 10 years ago. It's hearsay. I don't even remember where I heard it, but if that happens, that's just wrong. It needs to stop. Immigrants need to become part of the country they go to. We're not trying to bleed Mexico onto America and have little Mexican parts of America. That's just going to have a disfranchise them and make them dangerous to us. And it's going to be bad for them. They're never going to come up. So I think Europe is having a lot of the same issues because of language and stuff with the Arab immigrants. However, I think it's a bigger problem over there because these Arabs have twisted philosophical views and they hate women. So, Mexicans are just Native Americans, the Iroquois, very matriarchal. So, anyways, in the future, when 66% of us are descendants of Hispanics, I think that's a good thing. I think we can balance out all of the aggressiveness we have from us whiteys with some softness of those Mexicans. But I think it's very important that we do recognize that the United States is a superior culture to Mexico because we value individualism and free expression and all that stuff that makes America great. Debate, have a great constitution. We don't have the same history as Latin America. So I think Mexicans, the weakness that Mexicans would bring over here that could be to a detriment to America is I don't think there's free thinkers and critical thinkers interested in facts and figures and all this kind of stuff. So we are, sorry if that sounds racist, but I was in Latin America 7 years and Chile for 5 years. I worked down there and lived with family and all that stuff. Was married for 5 years down there, and that's just my view. It's not racist. Racism is thinking one race is genetically superior to another race or not wanting to deal with another race because you have a preconceived notion about that. I'm neither of that. So if you want to call me racist, please give me a reason. Otherwise, you're just being stupid, just slander, giving slanders and sound bites and this, that, and the next retarded thing like an old geezer. So, yeah, I think it'll be positive for us to just have an influx of those Mexicans and everybody, but we need to get it under control, make it legal. We probably even had too many Mexicans anyway. Let's get some people of other countries coming over. I don't know, I guess Mexicans, but it's not right that citizens of Mexico make so much of their gross national product off of money sent back to them from America. If we're going to work with Mexico, we really should fix their monopoly laws so that richest guy in the world can't charge an arm and a leg for a cell phone. Everybody wants to use a cell phone. So anyways, that's what I think about immigration. Affirmative action, that'll be another discourse. I don't study immigration. I don't pay attention to news or anything. So, if there's other many issues that have to do with immigration that I forgot, oh well, maybe somebody could tell me about them and I could brainstorm it. Okie dokie, howdy.